So, we are just getting back from our long weekend here on campus, our first long weekend. I haven't seen the participants since our informal showing on Friday, so today was our first rehearsal back. And the end of our process just kind of crept up on me. I mean, I've been seeing it getting closer and closer, but I end up having to go out of town this coming weekend. I'm leaving town tomorrow, so I haven't seen them since Friday. I saw them today. I won't see them again until Monday, which will give us 1 week until tech, and then that's the show. So that is great. So today turned out to be exactly, I think, what I wanted it to be, but I wasn't sure how I was going to do it. And then it ended up being exactly what it should be. Let me just pull up my sessions here. Today, I see I hadn't even pulled this up yet. So we had our fragmentary showing. Today was revisions. How do we feel? So we watched the video. We came in, we checked in. Our check-in was about everyone had to give a character of a children's story that describe how they feel today after the long weekend, after the showing. So that was really interesting, and it got some good storytelling juices flowing, thinking about childhood stories. So today what we ended up doing was creating a folk tale, going back to the improv group project that we did earlier in this project, where we actually read a folk tale and then they told that folk tale through narrative movement. So we're calling back to that day, which we recorded and we have access to, so they can watch kind of how they got there. Since I have to leave town tomorrow for the rest of the week and I don't have these next 3 rehearsals with them, they are going to put that together tomorrow. We wrote our folktale today. We kind of popcorned around. It kind of took a minute to figure out what to even do. Like, how do you start this process? So we did it kind of like Mad Libs. Once upon a time there was a what? A wolf. Okay, a wolf. Where'd the wolf live? On the moon. It's like 3 kids shouted out. On the moon, in a tree, on top of a mountain. I'm like, okay, stop. That's all we need. So then we broke that down. We talked about what is a wolf and what is the moon and what is a tree, and kind of broke down the characteristics of all of those things. And so tomorrow they will spend that time. Yes, tomorrow they will spend that time putting together a movement narrative in 2 separate groups to tell that story. We started, so folk tales have a like a moral to the story, like what's the underlying thing. So we decided that our underlying thing for this particular piece, because we have the first chunk that tells us how we got here. We have the last chunk, which is what we presented for Family Days, which says this is where we arrived. So in this middle chunk, what actually happened, and that's what they're going to start to put together. So when I come back on Monday, they're gonna kind of play around with this idea tomorrow and put together some movement narratives, record them and dump them in the folder. And then when I come back on Monday, we'll take a look at those and try to weave together what this will be. So this has turned into something really cool that I didn't anticipate it being in the beginning, or I didn't anticipate it going this way. But they have all the tools. We've been working on all these tools every single session, every single practice, every single day, working towards how do you now compose a thing. They also listen to the sound that we're going to be dancing to. Kind of, it's not a song, it's like a poem and a podcast that my cousin sent me, and some music just kind of thrown in there. I'm not going to give them access to that because I don't want them to choreograph to that or choreograph to those words. I want the words to, like, they listen to it, but I really kind of want them to just think about the folktale, which has the same through line of once you are all alone, what do you find in there? Like, where do you, or finding, what do we say? It was finding the key within. So that is the moral to the story that they will unweave tomorrow without me. So we'll see how it goes.